Wow, I just looked at the date and it's 12/12. So it's actually 12/12 portal today. Greetings from the Arcturians, from God or Bhagwan or Allah, from Prophet Muhammad and Prophet Muhammad's wife Aisha for Muslims, who are the same souls as Krishna and Radha for Hindus, and are the same souls as Matthew or Prophet Matthew from the Bible and Joan of Arc for Jews and Christians, reincarnating in these different lifetimes, backgrounds, races, and religions. Now, Robert Spencer's book on Prophet Muhammad, called Muhammad, A Critical Biography, and Prophet Muhammad is here as I walk in at this time. I'm hosting his soul, his spirit, his ruh for Muslims, his atma for Hindus, in my body as well. So I am being his human avatar, or a human avatar for him too at this time, along with my own soul, of course. And which also means that Krishna for Hindus and Apostle Matthew, Saint Matthew, Prophet Matthew from the Bible for Jews and Christians is also here as I walk in at this time, is also back as I walk in at this time with me. And as I keep saying, I am the reincarnation of Prophet Muhammad's wife Aisha for Muslims, who is the same soul as Radha for Hindus. So I am the reincarnation of Radha for Hindus, who is the same soul as Joan of Arc. So I am the reincarnation of Joan of Arc for Christians mainly, but as I said and keep saying, I'm sure Jews know about Joan of Arc as well, because she is a historical figure and has been canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church as well. And Moses is coming through. Moses, who is Moshe for Jews, Moses for Christians, and he is Musa for Muslims. And Jesus is also coming through here, though it's his higher self and or his galactic self called Sananda coming through here. And of course, as I said, Prophet Muhammad is here with me as I walk in, because people have been questioning their existence, whether these prophets existed or not. And we're here to tell you that they did. Moses existed, Jesus existed, Muhammad existed. All the prophets existed, in fact, and are real, and therefore real. And they are part of the 144,000 mentioned in the Bible and vaguely and indirectly mentioned in the Muslim holy book Quran as well. And we're back. So, Robert Spencer's book called Muhammad, A Critical Biography, chapter 1, titled The Prophet Armed with the Sword, the Creation of Muhammad. Muhammad was not created. And then it says, the myth of Muhammad may have been born in the Bible. Muhammad was not a myth. Muhammad is not a myth. Muhammad was not a creation. Muhammad is not a creation, as in, Muhammad was not a myth. Muhammad is not a myth. Muhammad existed. Muhammad is for real. And as I said, at this time, Muhammad is back as a walk-in. So he's here with me too. And he's the same soul as Krishna for Hindus, and he is the same soul as Matthew from the Bible for Jews and Christians. So please keep that in mind as I keep repeating myself, because, some people got to start getting it now. Right, so, okay, I've addressed that part of it, that part of chapter 1. Now, Robert Spencer, here in chapter 1 of your book, you've written, contemporary Islamic apologists like to point to various biblical passages and claim that, properly understood, these refer to Muhammad. And these biblical passages you've mentioned here are, or verses, or passages and verses. You've mentioned here are Psalm 68:16, Proverbs 12:12, and there is found the Hebrew word, I'm guessing it's pronounced as Hamad, because the name Muhammad and then this word is Hamad, so they're kind of close. I mean, I can see that they're, kind of close. But this Hebrew word Hamad, which means desired, and then Song of Songs 5:16. I'm not gonna read all of this out here. And then I think, actually, let me. And then still on page 6 here, it's saying, or you're saying, in this passage as the, this is about, or this is from the Song of Songs 5:16, says, his speech is most sweet and he is altogether desirable. This is my beloved and this is my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. In this passage, as the modern day Quran scholar, Dr. Robert Kerr, has pointed out, desirable is, now I'm guessing it's pronounced as Muhammadim. That's the word. Making this a passage that is particularly favored among Islamic apologists. The claim that this verse actually refers to Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, is absurd and anachronistic, as it would require the verse to be saying that he is altogether Muhammad. The Islamic apologist claim also runs into trouble in Hosea 9:16. Now, how do you pronounce that? Ephraim is stricken, their root is dried up, they shall bear no fruit. Even though they bring forth, I will slay their beloved children. The word used here for beloved is Muhammadim. If Muhammad is meant, the passage would be saying, I will slay their Muhammad, which would take the wind out of the sails of those who would see Song of Songs 5:16 as a prophecy about the coming of Muhammad. If it were Hosea 9:16, would necessarily also be a prophecy about Muhammad being killed. Right. Um, I think that's enough. Um, Now, of course, I had to consult Muhammad about all this. I had to ask Muhammad about all this, and I did. I asked within, and I asked if these biblical passages and verses refer to Muhammad, and Muhammad said no. And then I asked, was there ever a prophecy for Muhammad? Or was there ever a prophecy left for Muhammad? Or was there ever a prophecy for Muhammad or Muhammad's coming? And Muhammad said no again. Which means that these biblical passages and verses do not refer to Prophet Muhammad, and there was never a prophecy for Muhammad's coming. And then Prophet Muhammad said and told me that what Robert Spencer has written in this part of the book is correct. And then we were just kind of talking to each other, and because I was like, yeah, of course, because it's all about context. So in this particular scenario, this is the right context, as in these biblical passages and verses do not refer to Muhammad, and they are not or were not, a prophecy or foreshadowings of Prophet Muhammad's coming. So in that particular scenario, this is the right context. In plain and simple words, Robert Spencer, you've got it right. Okay? At least in this part of the book. So, Prophet Muhammad and of course myself, we are both agreeing with you here, and that you are right about this. And Prophet Muhammad also said, and never mind the words here, but this is just how we talk, kinda, sometimes. Or it's just, I don't know, it's the modern day lingo. I mean, we're not back in, I don't know, 1400 years ago, Saudi Arabia, or whenever we were incarnated and reincarnated thousands of years ago. But we're back here in this modern day and age, in the 21st century, and then there's the English language, and then there's some slang words in the English language, and then this is kind of how I talk sometimes. So it's just that Prophet Muhammad is also telling me something about Robert Spencer, that, oh, right, you want me to say that, that Robert Spencer, you're kind of more of an agnostic. You're kind of sitting on the fence, which is fine. We have no problem with that. Prophet Muhammad has no problem with that. Neither do I. And before I started recording the video and we were having this conversation among ourselves here, he was just saying that Robert Spencer is not dumb. And okay, right now he's saying that you are an intelligent man, Robert. That's what he's saying to you right now. And that, you're very thorough, and you've done your research and that you've done your homework regarding this. And you're right about all of this in this part of the book, and how you've interpreted, these biblical passages and verses, and the Hebrew word Hamad, and the word Mahamadim. And you've got the right context when it comes to your interpretation of it all. And these two words. Okay? Right. That's it for this one. We'll talk to you later. Take care, and over and out.